there are 3 things in this Recalibrate cohort, which I begin these in fall and spring. And so one Recalibrate cohort happens in the fall every year and one happens in the spring. There are 3 things that the cohort will help you do. It will help you, number 1, walk you through what I call the 3 phases of recalibrating your church. Pastor, there's 3 phases that you will go through in this 6 to 9 month period. The first phase is what I call the rethink phase. Rethink phase. During this phase, you're challenging the status quo. You're rethinking your church. You're asking honest questions. The second phase is what I call the realign phase, realigning your culture. And this phase right here is the most important phase of recalibrating your church. It's where you, pastor, you literally, with your staff, with your influencers, you realign the culture. You learn that unless you transform the culture, you'll never transform the church. And then finally, it's the relaunch phase. So you rethink, you realign your culture, and then you relaunch your church. And when you relaunch your church, you're no longer tinkering with change, but you do it. You have the date, the precise date set on the calendar. And it's that moment where you relaunch the church and you believe that God is going to move the church forward. God's going to create a new normal for you. God is going to do something powerful in your congregation. The other thing that we do in the Recalibrate cohorts is not only talk about the 3 phases, but more importantly is I talk about 9 leadership muscles that pastors that lead established churches must learn and grow in their life. Pastor, really, recalibration is about recalibrating you. You need to learn new muscles. You need muscles that will carry your church in the future. Learn how to lead your church. And in the cohorts and in the coaching calls, we talk about these leadership muscles that, Pastor, honestly, if you don't learn these muscles, simply what happens, this is just a kind of a big campaign that will give you some initial energy, but will die off quickly. You need to learn and develop new leadership muscle. And then finally, in the Recalibrate cohort, what we do is we walk you through step by step on how to lead your church in a Recalibrate initiative. How to lead your church in a Recalibrate initiative. Between the cohorts and the Recalibrate coaches, what we do is we have a Recalibrate coach that we assign to every pastor. That coach is available to you by text, email, 5 personal coaching calls, where literally that coach and these cohorts will help you lead your church through an initiative, a time-bound, well-defined, mission-critical initiative that you are believing as the leader. You are saying, for me and my congregation, this is going to be a new day. We're going to unplug and plug back in. I'm going to fire myself and start again. We're going to create a new cultural norm at our church. We're going to believe God. We're going to have faith that the best days for our congregation was not behind us, but before us. So I want you, as you think about the recalibration, you think about this cohort. Pastor, I want to encourage you to step out in faith. There are a couple things that you see there on the website, what you could do is fill the registration form. One of the most important things you do is look at the syllabus, the 6 books you will read. Really clear your calendar. This is not like you can just fit into your life. You have to clear your calendar, and really believe that during this recalibration process, that the Spirit of the living God is going to do something powerful in your life, Pastor, in your staff, in your board, in your influencers, and in your congregation. Thank you for taking a few moments just listening to this video. I pray that as you lead your church, that, Pastor, you will believe God that the best days for your church are not behind you, but they're before you.